Hello, I'm FPX Toycat, and welcome back to Minecraft update news videos. They're the type of update news to share with you all because we have a brand new beta or snapshot version of Minecraft 1.16 available to play around with right now, and it includes, amongst many other things, a brand new Nether biome. This is the Basalt Delta biome. It is really interesting, really exciting by a whole bunch of metrics, and I think the best bit about it is not just the fact that it's perhaps the best Nether biome yet, and includes over 20 brand new blocks by the way, but also because of the fact that this is a tribute to how much Minecraft cares about the community. Because if you don't know, at Minecon Live last year, Lady Agnes accidentally said that there'll be more Nether biomes in addition to the 4 that we'd seen already, but it actually turns out she'd made a mistake and there was going to be just the 4, and there was obviously a lot of disappointment in the community around this, so Minecraft just decided to change their original update plan and to add a brand new biome regardless. I love this that they listened to the community and managed to make an entire biome, a really great biome too by the way, and this one's obviously based on the remnants of volcanic ashes. It's a super interesting biome in a whole bunch of ways, but let's talk about this entire snapshot because this update not only contains a brand new biome, which contains a lot of things people have asked for a while, so it's like the remnants of a volcano, so kind of like volcanoes in Minecraft, right? But it's got a brand new set of blocks in it. There's over 20 new blocks you can make from the things you find in this world, which also makes surviving in the Nether so much easier by the way, because this Blackstone can be used as cobblestone in a few different ways. So there is a brand new set of blocks, and that's super exciting. There's a brand new set of music tracks, including one specifically for this biome. Really great and exciting, right? A new way they're doing music tracks, a new banner pattern to do with the piglins, and so many other small changes just within a week have been made. This is really impressive to see the speed Minecraft Java is moving at, and I'll be talking about that as well as the bedrock parallels in today's video. But let's start by talking about the brand new biome, the Basalt Delta. So you'll never guess this, but it actually turns out it's filled with basalt. Wow, this is crazy. So basalt is now not only found in the soul sand valleys, which is its previous main way of naturally generating, as well as the blue ice technique, you can also now find it via these basalt deltas. It's got its whole own biome, and that's kind of great, but the thing you want to go to this biome for mostly is not the basalt, but instead the blackstone that comes along with it. There's 2 reasons you really want this blackstone. One is that it's kind of an interesting looking block, right? I mean, it's it's kind of like cobblestone, but never cobblestone, you could say, and I mean that not just visually speaking, I mean that in terms of the fact that if you get some wood, which you can find in the Nether, obviously, you can obviously now craft using this in the place of cobblestone. So let's say you want to make yourself a stone pickaxe, you can now do that solely in the Nether. Oops. You can now do that solely in the Nether using Blackstone. Isn't that wonderful? And then you can take your said stone pickaxe, mine some Blackstone if you really want to, and get pretty much any cobblestone based recipe, but here in the Nether. What's that? You want a furnace in the Nether? Yep, that's right, Blackstone's got you covered. So this is a huge change to Nether survivability, it goes without saying, right? But it's also a boost to the Nether as a whole because there's a brand new block to seek out, but it's also a boost for anyone who just plays creative, doesn't care about the Nether, doesn't care about all these dimensions, because this Blackstone is not just a cobblestone alternative, it also has a bunch of different variants. Because sure, you can find some Blackstone blocks in the wild, but then you can take those Blackstone blocks and do the obvious new things and turn them into Blackstone slabs and stairs. I love that Minecraft is really embracing pretty much every brand new building block gets slabs and stairs, but then also you can turn them into walls if you want. That's really nice as well, and if you look around those biomes long enough, you'll find some of this Gilded Blackstone. Gilded Blackstone, of course, sticks to the Nether update theme of gold, and it allows you to find gold another way in the Nether, because you've got a chance of every single time when you mine the Gilded Blackstone of getting yourself some gold nuggets at the same time, which is a fun thing in my opinion. It's kind of like how gravel sometimes turns into flint. If you don't get the gold nuggets, then all you have to do is mine it again, and eventually, with enough times, you'll get some gold out of it. So it's not as good as Nether gold ore in terms of how guaranteed you are to get gold from it, but it is still another way to find gold in the Nether, which is something obviously they want you to do for trading purposes and everything else like that. Because obviously you can take these gold nuggets and you can turn them into a gold ingot if you find enough of them. So you're effectively getting about half a gold ingot for every Gilded Blackstone you find and that you break. It's a fun concept in my opinion, and it's not the end of where the Blackstone blocks go, because find yourself a stone cutter and you can take your Blackstone and you can polish it up if you want to, and that will get you the polished Blackstone. Polished Blackstone of course comes in slabs, it comes in stairs, it comes in walls, and you can even chisel it if you want to get the chiseled polished Blackstone. And this block is obviously meant to have remnants of like I guess a piglin's snout, you can tell, like, oh yeah, it's like a pig with a little square around it. But all I see when I look at this block is an American electric outlet with just the 2 pins going in there, and maybe sometimes like a disinterested face. But either way, we've got 10 new blocks as you can see 5 Blackstone, 5 polished Blackstone, but it gets better than that because you can also make Blackstone bricks. So Blackstone bricks are also kind of nice by themselves, but you can also turn them into Blackstone brick stairs, slabs. You can get the damaged or cracked polished Blackstone bricks, and then you can make that into walls as well. So yeah, this one brand new block is actually 15 brand new blocks, and that's why you want to find some Blackstone. Obviously the surviving bit is great, but all of the brand new blocks means that just creative players are going to be able to appreciate this too, and there are so many other brand new blocks in this update I do need to mention. But first up, I want to finish with the Basalt Delta dimension because there's so much cool of this dimension, not least the music, not least the brand new block, but also it's a really interesting new take on a Minecraft biome, because you can obviously see the overworld parallels with the Crimson Forest, you can obviously see the same with the Warp Forest, and the Soul Sand Valley is super interesting for its bone blocks, but I mean, like, you don't want to dig below the surface because it's all soul soil, right? However, the Basalt Delta is really interesting because it's a little bit of a cavey biome. So right now, I don't know where you find the gilded Blackstone. I imagine that they either forgot to add it or like the spawn rate's super low, but bear in mind that this is a biome which you can find all over the place. I mean, it spawns pretty high up, which is kind of cool. It spawns in caves, it spawns in lots of really interesting ways with this, again, very clear distinction of Blackstone blocks and Basalt blocks, but it's worth digging down in these dimensions to get off this Blackstone, and you can do that really well. Because allow me to show you what it looks like when you start mining the Basalt or start mining the Blackstone. It doesn't really matter which one. Below the surface, you'll find some Netherrack in some places, but in some other places, depending on where you mine in the biome. Because allow me to show you what it actually looks like if you mine down below all of these Basalt pillars, you can see how the dimension goes underground quite a bit. And the Blackstone and the Basalt do have this kind of weird duality where you can find giant veins. I wouldn't really call them veins because they're like huge. We're talking 100 blocks per vein, air quotes. But you can find the Blackstone in huge quantities down here, and it actually makes it worth mining through the Basalt to get to the Blackstone, or vice versa, which I love as a concept, that there's actually a biome that encourages you to go down below the ground if you want to find a lot of resources. You'll also find a little bit of nether quartz down here, and supposedly you'll be able to find gold while looking for Blackstone, which would actually give you a real reason to mine in the Nether, because mining gold in the Nether is theoretically a good idea if you're stuck here and you want to get it here anyway. But like previously the Nether gold ore, it's like, you should still mine in a mesa biome, but if you're mining for Blackstone anyway, you have another secondary reason for that, to get your Blackstone blocks, which you need for a build, and also to get some gold. I love that as a thing, and it seems as though that's something they're doing with this particular update. Also, it probably goes without saying, but this is going to be a great way to mine for netherite while also getting blocks that you actually want in the overworld. Although it is worth mentioning that in my testing so far, not only have I not found any, gilded Blackstone, but I've also found no ancient debris down here. So maybe those things are coming later. Maybe this is deliberately the one biome where you can't find those things. But again, right now it's a brand new. This is a snapshot. This is a brand new, biome. There's a lot of things to be worked out, and that's why you can kind of take this as a good guideline, but not the finished product just yet. And yeah, that's a thing to keep in mind. That's why also I'll be checking out the ancient debris later when the full update comes out to let you know how best to mine it, both here on Java, but also for Bedrock players, because that's a key thing you might just care about. Because whether you're a survival player or you're a creative player, there's some features you're going to be able to appreciate in this update. So for instance, right here, you see behind my crying obsidian target block man that there are two campfires, right? They look pretty identical, except no, actually, if you go behind, you can see there's another expansion of the soul versions of blocks. Because in this update, not only have they made it possible to craft the soul torch using soul sand as well, they've also made it so that you can take the campfire recipe, which looks like this, by the way. It's one of Minecraft's newest, so it's one I don't intuitively know. If you intuitively know already, good job. But it looks like this right now. If you replace the coal in that recipe with some soul sand or soul soil, which I would actually argue is easier to find than coal in massive quantities. But anyway, if you are making a lot of campfires, it might be better to make soul campfires. Also, for most people, honestly, just having a blue fire is something they'd appreciate. But yeah, having we now have all of the major light blocks converted into soul variants instead of using coal, because you know what, soul soil, it's the future. Coal is a non-renewable resource, but soul sand, I mean, it's not actually renewable, but there's way more of it, so let's deal with the renewability of it later. And now you know this is a soul campfire, and it's a brand new block. Alongside a brand new block in this form, we also have 3 other brand new blocks. They are the chiseled nether brick. You might have seen that earlier. In fact, my 1.16 sign is made out of them. Haha, tricked you. But also we've got the cracked nether bricks, and we've also got the quartz bricks. So quartz now comes in brick form, which is something I love. I feel like quartz bricks are beautiful. I think the brick brick version of any block is better, including Blackstone, including Nether bricks. And I think, you know, seeing the quartz bricks is just, it's a reminder that, yeah, they are adding lots of building blocks. So even if you never go to the Nether in this, you know, update, you can still take advantage of lots of great things if you're just a creative player who doesn't care about all that sort of stuff. And that is them caring about all these different sorts of players. There's lots of new mobs, there's lots of new survival things to do, and there's also lots of new blocks for people who just want to build. Speaking of building though, if we go to the loom, which is the way of crafting banners post 1.14 for Java, you can actually find a brand new pattern right now. It's called the piglin pattern, and basically allows you to make a piglin snout on your banner if you really want to. So here is my white banner with a piglin snout. As you can see, it's beautiful, but again, it looks a lot like an electrical outlet in my opinion. That's how you can tell, by the way, this is meant to be a piglin snout based on that. I mean, sure, yeah, it's like two slits going for a thing. If you add more to this banner, it'd probably look great. Like, I'm sure if we take this exact same banner, we throw it in there, and then we like, actually, what would go for it? Some eyes for the piglin. Let's go with like this in the top left. That's not an eye. That's like one eye. This is the best I've got for a piglin face. Do you like it? And yeah, obviously, because the only thing I know how to craft in Minecraft is basically flag banners. I also put the piglin snout over them, and you can see, like, I mean, they're not the worst things in the world, but I don't see this being the most used banner pattern in the world. I really love the globe banner pattern. If you don't know, Minecraft Java has had a globe pattern for a while. Don't ask why it's not on Bedrock yet. That's a whole point for another part of the video. But you can see the globe pattern is much nicer. There's lots of really nice patterns in Minecraft Java. I imagine the piglin snout is going to be used for very niche ones, but I'm glad they added it anyway because it's more creativity options for those who want to use them. So this update also has a lot of other smaller and quality of life changes, such as the ability to make sulfire torches using soul sand as well, but also such as the ability to take your nether vegetation, like even nether sprouts, and you can compost these like you can with overworld vegetation. And given that twisting vines are something that are very easy to make a lot of, and obviously you can end up with a lot of these, being able to turn some of those into bone meal might be your worthwhile trade-off. I mean, personally, I still feel like composting isn't ever the perfect thing to do, but for peaceful players who can't find bones in many other ways, this is a great way to get bone meal, and that's wonderful. Although, again, we took an entire stack and ended up with 5 bone meal, so still not the best value, but it's an option for getting white dye for bone meal, and a lot of other things for peaceful players and players who just don't like attacking skeletons. Who like skeletons? Not me, friends. So also, we've got the fact that walls will now connect to more things. So here are the 3 walls that they've introduced in this update. So the Blackstone brick walls, the Blackstone walls, and the polished Blackstone walls, they'll now all connect to, and any type of wall in Minecraft, will now connect to a few other things, including glass panes, including iron bars, and supposedly including pickles, although that didn't work in my testing, it's worth mentioning. So also we've got the fact that hose, because obviously the last month has been pretty tough for a lot of people, and Minecraft has been mostly working from home, and because of that, they've got a lot more time to work on their hose. I mean, you've got to make sure that your hose are doing well at any given point in time, and they've made their hose feel significantly more valuable in this update. So as you can see, the hose are now the primary tool for lots of blocks, like the hay bales and the netherwort blocks. They now made them the correct block for breaking leaves. If you want to break leaves very quickly, you can use shears if you want to guarantee you get the block back. But if you don't want to guarantee you get the block back, if you want to get instead saplings, which you actually might, it's actually a good idea. But if you want to get, you know, if you want to break these blocks very quickly, the fastest way is now using a hoe. And again, assuming you don't want to use shears to get the block back, which not everyone does want to do, including myself a lot of the time. So I love this. I'm glad Minecraft is using this time to pay attention to their hose, because let's be honest, most people don't value their hose enough, and this update hopefully should bring more people to, you know, being willing to spend a little bit more of their Minecraft resources on their hose. So yeah, that's really great in my opinion, and that is the last kind of big, you know, quality of life change. There is also mobs avoiding walking on magma blocks and lit campfires, which you might appreciate if you have those things a lot. And also, there's a bunch of dispenser changes. I know a lot of you really love your dispensers, so these are the changes they've made to them. They can do any of those things if you want them to, which I think is really great. I mean, shearing snow golems, you're never going to really want to do that because it works once ever, but just in case you want to make some weird redstone contraption, guess what? You now totally can. Oh, one last change that I like that isn't on the changelog, but is a cute little extra detail, is that if you look, the striders, now when they go outside of the lava, they'll shiver like they used to before, but also they've got a brand new texture. This is their texture for while they are in the lava. They're happy there, they like it, they're warm, they're very happy boys, as you can see. You take them out of the lava, and they're like, oh, I am so cold, I would like to be back in that lava, and they'll try their best to obviously walk back in there, where once they reach it, if you know, let's just do them a favor. Once they reach it, they become warm people again, and they are the warmest, you know, happiest striders in the universe. And as you can see, oh no, now that one's cold, and you can see this is why you want to keep your striders in a nice lava pool. For what it's worth, by the way, you actually can bring striders to the overworld dimension. I kind of like that. But there is one more thing to talk about today, and that is going to be the brand new music added in this update. Minecraft's soundtrack has expanded with 3 brand new tracks. There is Rubido, there is Chrysopella, and there is So Below. So Below is the one you heard from the Basalt Delta earlier. That will also play in Soul Sand Valley. Then there is a Crimson Forest, you know, piece of music, and there is one for the Nether Wastes as well. I feel like that's really interesting that the warped, you know, valleys. I think the decision not to give a warp forest its own music is very interesting. If I had to guess, the reason why is to make it extra spooky, because it's just enderman noises, etc. So that kind of works for me. But the thing you might not know about this is, unlike every other piece of Minecraft music in the game just thus far, which is made by C418, if you do not already know, this music is actually made by a new person. Lena Rain is their name, and they have made music for a few other games. I think Celeste is the most famous of all of them. But they've made music for a fair few other games. But the fact that Minecraft has moved on from C418 is an interesting move, because they don't address it directly in the post, and obviously that's a good idea for drama reasons. But what exactly happened here is something people do ask. Why is the new music slightly different to normal? I think it's great. I mean, I love listening to this music, and hopefully you've enjoyed it in the background too. But the wonderful thing about this, or the interesting thing about this, is that I believe the actual reason is not because they didn't want to work with C418. Based on, you know, C418 subreddit, there seems to be some drama where he's not able to make Minecraft Volume 3 for whatever reason. There's no official reason given. It just seems that they needed some new Minecraft music tracks. It seems like they couldn't get done by C418 in time, and as a result, they used another video game composer who's done an excellent job. It's a weird bit of drama, and I wonder if this is like the end for C418 in Minecraft. It would feel weird that like after 10 years together, they might, you know, go their own separate ways. But let's just hope it's a temporary drama, and that we'll see some more C418 tracks in the future. But yeah, overall, this is the Nether update. It has gone so much bigger than we ever could imagine. There's over 60 blocks in this update. There are 4 brand new Nether dimensions, and the Nether Wastes has like a couple of tweaks too, so you could argue 5. There's 5 Nether dimension, you know, Nether biomes now, which is wonderful. There is so many different things that you can only find in the Nether, and there's the ability to live in the Nether so much more than you ever could. I mean, you can respawn there, you can get wood there, you can get gold there, you can now get stone there, you can find food there, obviously, in the form of the piglins. There is so much you can do in the Nether now, and it's not even finished yet. Even if they finish today, this would be one of the better Minecraft updates ever. But the fact that over just the course of a week, the Minecraft Java team pulled this off is really impressive. But of course, that means we have to talk, at least briefly, about Minecraft Bedrock. And I guess the one good bit of news is that, as it turns out, the new Minecraft music will be coming there alongside the new updated aquatic tracks that never transferred over to console for reasons that we, or rather to Bedrock for reasons we don't fully know. But the interesting thing here is that the Nether update is still not really going anywhere as far as the Bedrock betas. That could change later today. Bedrock betas do come out later than Java snapshots. But it seems as though the Bedrock betas are not only behind by a little bit, they're behind by a lot right now. What is the cause of that? If I had to guess, it would be that Minecraft, you know, the Mojang in Sweden is obviously a lot more used to working from home, and it seems they're even working faster while doing so. Whereas, you know, the Minecraft team built by Microsoft in Redmond, Washington, even though it's bigger, I imagine it's much more prone to disruptions because they usually have a very big central office. Man, this music is beautiful, right? Love the Nether. Sorry, it just kicked into me. But you know, like, you can obviously imagine that, like, you know, there's more disruptions happening there. And this is something I guess I've just kind of mentioned, that like with the Bedrock team, they're working for more devices, more platforms. There's more rigid structures to be followed, and it means that the individual developers can push it less far themselves, I would imagine. It's that thing of like, there's a famous phrase out there of like, how do you know, get a job done? You can give one programmer 3 hours, or you can give 3 programmers 6 hours, or something along those lines. Because yeah, the more people you fire at a job doesn't necessarily make it better, and I hope that that's a bottleneck that they can fix at some point. I hope that the systems, etc. in place for Minecraft Bedrock aren't always permanently behind Java, because it is kind of interesting to see that like, there is such a difference in how many cool features we're seeing here in Java versus how many we see over in Bedrock. But, you know, maybe that'll change later today. I hope so. I'm not being too pessimistic about this one. I do believe it'll be fixed at some point. It's just right now, things be looking bad, and hopefully they'll look better in the future. That's us yesterday, and this could be us that's us today. Wait, you know, wait, this is us today, and this is us at some point in the future. I just want to know when. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. You can like it if you did like it, of course. You can share it if you really liked it. And let me know what you think about the new Minecraft music, because I'm in love with it. But I like Minecraft. I like video game soundtracks, and maybe you disagree. Maybe you think it's the worst thing. You think it's not Minecrafty, but I would disagree with you. But that's cool. I'd love to hear your thoughts down in that comment section. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later today because I'll be live streaming something. I don't know what, but like I've been inside a lot, so I've just been streaming a bunch. It's been kind of cool if you like live streams.